affirmations over yourself. The more you hear it, the more you believe that it's true.
And welcome to Premier Fitness. I'm Gene Williams, your yoga instructor, and I'm here to tell you about the benefits of yoga.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. You have just tuned in to Where is the Love? I am your host. I am Stephanie Hockenhall. Joining me is my son, Gene Williams.
She's a brick. How? I guess it is a brick wall.
You a mess. I didn't even know this one was available. I was trying to take that white background off, and then I saw that one. I was like, "Oh, this matches my shirt. I'm gonna go with this
Right.
today."
Okay, Earth Tone.
What's happening today, son?
Oh man, life, man. All is well. How about you? Life is life, though. Life is life, but all is well.
Yeah, I guess it is lifing.
Yeah, Lord.
So Mark said life is lifing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we doing life the best way we know how. So sometimes that might be good, sometimes it might be bad. But hey, if you're doing your best, that's all you can do, right?
Exactly. That's all you can do.
So if you are watching us, you are more than likely watching us from on our YouTube channel. I've connected our YouTube channel to our Facebook pages, so you can watch us there. Or Love Misunderstood Institute YouTube channel, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So podtv.tv is another place you can watch us. You can watch us on Roku. I should have said that first. Roku and Amazon Fire. Watch us on those, and search PODTV space LIVE and watch us live right now on TV.
Live and in living color. Also on YouTube, Premier Fitness 0210.
Thank you.
Going live right now.
Thank you. Yes. So, and if you're watching us live on TV, you can comment, on our YouTube channel from your phones. But of course, on TV, you can't comment. Well, you can, but we can't see what you're saying. Can't hear you.
Okay, you say something? You gotta type louder.
So, last week we had a guest, Irisha Williams. She's an educator. We had her on our show. So if you want to hear that conversation, very interesting conversation, episode 70, go back to our YouTube channels, episode 70 on Love Misunderstood Institute. If you go to the playlist, you can pull it up under the playlist. All the Where's the Love shows are under one tab. So go there and watch. But go ahead.
Not only is she an educator, but she's also the owner of Educational Ties.
Yes.
And the reason why that's really important to me is because she helps with children with special needs. So if you need a professional or consultant to help you with parenting kids with special needs, or you need help with the children's IEP, don't quite remember what that meant. But it's in episode 70, so go check it out.
Something
about their programming.
Yeah, something about instructional educational programming, I think.
Individualized or something like that. Yeah. Hey, Irisha, if you're on, tell us, drop it in the comments.
It is individualized educational plan. I just happen to have it written next to me.
There you go. Good job.
And you can find her website, educationalties.com, and she can help you virtually. So it doesn't matter where you are. She has the ability to help you. So again, go back to episode 70 and listen to that conversation. So we had her on because we have been talking about workplace bullying in the educational system. Uh,
Yep.
and not just with students, because that's what people always think automatically, but the adults experience it as well. And that's what we have been pointing out. And so that was the reason why we had Irisha come on our show. So, she could talk about that from her
Right.
experience, and
Right.
then from what she's seen. So we're going to continue our conversation today about educators, school leaders experiencing bullying in the workplace. You want to add something?
No, we're ready to dive in.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
After you get through swimming, come
All
on
right.
out of the pool. Come on out of
You
the
know,
pool. Not the pool, the pool. Yeah,
do
shake
your
the
hair.
water out your hair. Out of your imaginary hair.
There we go. It's so luxurious. It's so luxurious.
Mark said he's going swimming on a January day.
Right, exactly.
See, Mark, you see
So,
Stella's
you
already
your
fanatic.
daughter out, man. Mark, you did it. It's your fault, Mark. All right. All right. So you want me to start, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So our show today, I'm going to discuss what steps can a school leader take to make the K to 12 workplace, K to 12th grade workplace safe for all adults, model appropriate behavior for students, and recognize the cost incurred through workplace bullying. So the first step is to recognize that adult bullying is most likely happening in your district. You may not see it or personally experience it, but it is there.
Yep.
Number two, you develop and approve an adult bullying policy and procedures to address all bullying incidents. Work with legal counsel and your human resources department to develop a policy that is specific, enforceable, and enhances your school climate. Be clear and give examples of unacceptable behavior and outline steps that will be taken if adult bullying occurs. Clarify the difference between harassment of legally protected classes and adult bullying, and combine and differentiate with your harassment and anti-violence policy.
I wanna add to that. If you not, are you gonna add something?
No, you go ahead.
So what I wanted to add is the importance of addressing the bullying incidents. Um, it's very important because if you don't report it, it will continue and sometimes result in death. And so it's very important, it's very important to talk about it. It's very important to report it. And one of the things that I found out last year is that in the workplace, the harassment and the bullying policies are included in one. And I really wish that they would separate them, although they are similar. Um,
Right.
they are not the exact same. So I would love to see those policies separated in the workplace, allowing someone to come in and train about bullying, to get into the details of it. Excuse me, to get into the details of it and to explain the effects of bullying, and then the impact that it leaves if it's not addressed. Um,
Right.
and so sometimes those things that has happened in life or that's happening in the workplace are as a result of things that happen, as a child in your childhood, and the things weren't addressed. They weren't um, taken care of. So it leaks into your adulthood. So whether that's in the workplace or in relationships,
Right.
bullying has to be addressed. It has to be dealt with and taken care of properly so that, you know, so that it can be eradicated. Um, it can't be eradicated if we're not talking about it, if we're ignoring the fact that it even happens. And
Yep.
people that are not involved in the bullying incident can be affected as well. That's
Right.
secondary bullying. So it has to be addressed. We can't ignore it and act like it doesn't exist. We can't be quiet, and act like it's not happening, because it negatively affects people's lives. And like I said, sometimes, results in death, whether to suicide or homicide. So it's
Right.
something that really has to be addressed and dealt with. That's just so important. Um, so that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And you would be perfect to help implement a program such as
Oh, thank you.
that.
This is my heart, because I've been shut up so much and
Right.
been told, even by my last employer, not to come. Thanks, Mark, for putting the
Thank you.
suicide hotline up there. But because of my boss, even saying, when an incident occurred, a bullying incident occurred, she didn't want to address it. So she said, y'all stop coming to told me and two trainers, y'all stop coming and telling me stuff unless it has something to do with work. And so, of
I mean, it
course,
does.
yeah. And so the person that was doing the bullying was sitting there. So for the bully to hear something like that, that's saying it's okay for you to keep bullying them. I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear about, work. So, that's horrible. And it
Right.
really got to me to hear that, because I'm always telling people to document bullying, report it. So that I was like, oh, I know I ain't gonna be here long. I don't know how long, but I know this is not for me. So
Yeah.
it is horrible, because had I been where I used to be with bullying, not understanding that, not knowing how to deal with it, and going home and crying for days and weeks, sometimes months, because I didn't know how
Right.
to deal with it and nobody told me how to deal with it. I would have came home and did that. But I've learned so much about bullying. I've learned how to deal with it. And so I have to think about, when an incident occurs, okay, I can either dress it, or I can go home and cry for days and weeks. And no, I'm not doing that. So I'm going to address it.
Right.
So if you don't like me or don't want to be bothered with me after that, that's on you. I could care less. Thank you for for
For
getting
clearing
out my
space for
way.
something. Right. There you
Right?
go. For clearing space.
Because I'm not going home and cry. I'm not going to
Right.
cuss you out, but I am going to let you know how I feel, and let you know where I stand. And I am going to create boundaries. If you don't like that, too bad.
Sounds
Good.
like a
Stay
perfect
away.
problem.
I don't have to deal with you. So, I mean, I'm a whole different person than I used to be. And I'm really thankful that I've learned about bullying, and so excited. With that being said, I'm excited to be able to educate others and to help them navigate through those experiences, because they can be horrible.
Right. And actually, I want to offer a further rebuttal to what the supervisor said. Saying that if it's not work related, then I don't want to hear it. This is work related. This is the work environment. If the
Yes.
work environment is one that's hostile, then
Yeah.
it stifles productivity
Yes.
long term. So I mean, yes, absolutely something to do with work. It's the environment in which you work in. So come on, man, just stop being lazy. That's all it was. They
Yeah.
just lazy and didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's bad that, some people are like that, or either they're scared to deal with the situation, or they just don't want to deal with the situation. However, the person that's being bullied, not knowing how to deal with the situation, can end up doing many things, you
Right.
know, and so the outcome might not be
They might go
good.
postal.
Right, exactly. So, and that's what people don't think about. Yeah. So you want to go, or you want me to go the next part?
Number three, that's my
Yeah.
favorite number. I do number three. All right. All right. Number three is to implement policy and provide training for administrators, teachers, and all building and support personnel. All K through 12th grade personnel need to be aware of the policy and the procedures for recognizing, reporting, and enforcing the policy. State the district's position on adult bullying and emphasize actions that can be taken if adult bullying is identified.
And so I want to speak on that. So it's important, definitely important, to create policies and procedures, um, anti-bullying procedures, but it's also important to enforce them. Don't just create them, enforce them.
Right.
And pay attention when somebody comes and says something about them being bullied. Don't just believe them and go jump on the person that they say, is
Right.
bullying them. Watch to see if the person that reported it is doing things, and watch the person that they reported it on, because
Right.
you need to see with your own eyes. You need to see the evidence of, is this person giving me a true report, or is this a
Right.
false report?
Right.
So that's very important too. Don't just create the policies, implement them. That's very important.
And be fair with your working while you're working the problem out. So like you said, because it could be that the person that's being bullied could be manipulating the situation,
Yep.
could be, you know, creating a situation where the person had to say something to them and now they're being feel bullied. You know what I mean? So you gotta dive deeper, watch both sides of the table with the situation, and yeah, and just be fair about how you implement the policies. How, yeah,
Right. That's good. So, number 4, provide a safe, non threatening process for reporting adult bullying. Make sure the reporting process is easily accessible by the target, private, safe, and documented. So, one of the things I think about when it comes to providing a safe place, maybe it's easier for some people to just write it down and put it in a box. So, with that being said, a company can create a box, uh, reporting box, and put it in there, um, and then like put for human resource, for example, and then human resource check the box daily. Um,
hmm
and look to see if there was a report. If there was a report, then the person that reported it need to have their name signed on there, and of course the person that's doing the bullying. But the human resource director has to be trustworthy. So if I
right,
report this and I put this in this box, I need to know that I'm going to be safe. I need to
right,
know that I've done my part and I reported this, and now it's on you to pursue this. But I need to know that you're not going to go tell that person, because I'm scared of this person.
right,
And that's the reason I didn't come to you in person and say, Gene is bullying me. I wrote it on a piece of paper. That means it's anonymous, although both of our names are on there. But you need to watch both of us to make sure that, you know, like we already said, to make sure that whether this is really happening or not. Um, Mark is so silly. She said, eradicated Stephanie. Yes, Stephanie knows big words. I do sometimes. He said, I knew it all the time. Gene is one big bully.
Only if you mess with me.
Look, we cool, calm, and collected until somebody, how they say, until somebody run out.
Yep, and I'm tossing tables. I'm gonna be like Jesus and toss the table. It's cold in here, man. I'm put on some clothes, man.
All right. So while you putting on some clothes, I'll move on to the next one. So number 5, acknowledge and instigate all reported incidents of adult bullying.
Investigate.
Every report of adult bullying needs to be acknowledged and investigated. Conduct third-party investigations or have a third-party witness at the meeting with the accused bully to remove personal relationship biases and prevent favoritism. And document all verbal denials or admissions. Interview witnesses to the incidents and document their accounts. Follow legal advice for documenting the investigation. So that's another tip. You want to do the next one, or you want me to?
Give me a second. Read
Okay.
on to the next one.
So number 6 is set a timeline and limit for investigation and resolution. Schedule the investigation, interviews, resolution, and deadline for appeal in a timely manner. Bullying has to be dealt with. If you want a productive work culture, you have to do something about it. You have to do these things. You have to, I'm not going to read them again, but everything that I just said has to be done so that, I can continue to be productive in my work, because I can't be productive if I'm constantly looking around to see if the bully is coming or what are they doing to destroy my work to make it seem like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and things like that. So make sure you investigate and come to a resolution for the situation.
Right.
So number 7.
Yep. All right. Number 7 is demonstrate respect and privacy for all involved in reported incidents. Those reporting adult bullying incidents deserve respect and the right to privacy. Remember, it's not their fault, and they have to report bullying, and they have to report bullying.
Yep.
All right. Number 8 is protect the target. Don't forget to protect the target from retaliation for reporting suspected incidents, and work with them to monitor future workplace relationships. Don't victimize the target a second time. Provide access to counseling. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Adult bullying is not about performance, but relationships. Again, that shows the person that you care. So they're bound to work, more productively if it's addressed and you show that you actually care about them as a person.
Right. And then they're not going home, they're not being stressed at work and then taking it home and being stressed and carrying that over into their work life. People need to know that they will be protected and that there will be no retaliation, that, the workplace won't allow retaliation. So it's not just knowing it, it's doing it, implementing it, saying this is the way it's going to be and actually doing those things. So,
right.
Are we on 8 or 9?
Number 9. Do not force mediation. Do not require the target to be in proximity with their abuser. Use conflict resolution procedures that ensure physical and emotional safety. Look for options for resolution that fight the circumstances.
That fit the circumstances.
I'm sorry, that fit.
That's all right. So the definitely it's not a good idea to put the target and the bully in the same room, because then the target will not be honest about what transpired, especially if they're fearful. And more than likely, when they are the victim or the target, same thing, they are afraid of the bully. And so putting them in the same room is not going to help. You get the truth. And so in order to help people, you got to hear the truth and you have to act on the truth. So that's good information.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been in situations in school where, I'm being bullied and they, I speak about it and they put me in the same room with the person. So now this person's going to extra mess with me.
Yes.
So now it's like, all right, I done told y'all, y'all put me in the same room. Now you like sit over there like this.
Right. Yep.
So I'm like, all right, now I'm going to break him back. Go ahead.
Yep, glaring at you. And so when they're sitting there glaring at you, like, I dare you to tell the truth. I dare you to tell what happened. You're not going to tell the truth. Or you just going to shut up, clam up, and not say anything. So that's not helping, the victim, the target, same thing. It's not helping them to be able to report things, but it's causing further damage because now I'm in more fear of this person because you wasn't thinking when you put us in the same room and you're going to make us talk and you're going to make us talk, talk about the situation. People need to think further. How would I be if I was in this position? How would I function? People don't think like that. So, and there has to be a resolution to the situation, or it's just going to get worse. Somebody's going to get hurt. And it's not always the target or the victim that gets hurt. Sometimes the bully does, because the target, the victim, has gone so far in their mind that, I'm going to have to take you out. So today is your day to die, because I'm about to kill you. And, I'm laughing about it, but that's how it is. You're going through all this torment and agony in your mind because you have to go to work. You have to, Mark says, Stephanie the enforcer. You have to go to work. You have to make this money, and you have to work with this person. So, come on, people, think about, what if you were in this situation? How would I feel? How would I respond? Then do accordingly with somebody else. So if you don't think you would do good in the room, or if you know and are very clear on the fact that you wouldn't do well in the room with the bully, telling on the bully or reporting what happened, don't do that to somebody else.
Yeah. Be
considerate.
Yeah, and the target may not kill them, but they might bust their head to the white meat show.
Yep. Yep. So Mark says she is her own version of the equalizer. Queen Latifah has nothing on Stephanie. I'm just tired of seeing people being mistreated. I really am. I'm fed up with that. So we on number 10?
Yes.
You want to go?
Yes. Follow investigation with discipline as needed, or dismissal of charges to clear the record. Complete the investigation and, if needed, discipline the bully. Work on a plan of assistance, provide coaching or counseling, or release the employee. If the accusation is invalid, clear the record. And I will go further to say, if the accusation is invalid, I would possibly punish the person who created,
absolutely
lied about, what the other person is doing, just to show that, okay, you're going to be punished if you're a bully, and also you're going to be punished if you give false claims.
Right. And that's good, and it should be that way, because then that will minimize false accusations and lies.
Right.
And so that's very important, to let it be known in the workplace that, if you lie, just like going to jail, if you are not, I can't even think of what it's called, but if you give false information, then you suffer the consequences. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it is important to really investigate the situation to see, find out what's true and what's false. You want to add anything?
Nope. Number 11.
Okay.
All right. Provide written reports to the person. I don't know what happened there. Provide written reports to the person reporting the incident and to the person accused of bullying. Document the investigation and provide a copy of the resolution to the target and the bully. Follow legal requirements for FOIA and document retention.
I should have found out what that meant. Sorry.
What that is? Sounds like the Fruit of Islam. Is that the Fruit of Islam right there? The Fruit of Islam Association. We messing with Farrakhan now.
I'm getting ready to look it up. I think it's federal something. But I'm getting ready. Yep, Freedom of Information Act is what that is.
Oh, okay.
So go back to it. Shoot. follow the legal requirements for Freedom of Information Act and document retention.
Gotcha.
And so, what the Freedom of Information Act has provided, this is about them. They've been in existence since 1967, and they've provided the public the right to request access to records from any federal agency. It is often described as a law that keeps citizens in the know about their government.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
we
just,
definitely need that.
yeah, so it's just another way to report and to let it be known that this is what's happening. So that's pretty cool. But it's so much better and easier for the victim when they know that they can trust, the people that they work for, the human resource. And, if there's not a human resource, with the company, depending on how big the company is, to know that I can trust the ones in charge to help me with this situation.
Right.
So number 12, observe workplace reaction to the incident and provide information as legally allowed. Others in the workplace may be involved or aware of the bullying incident. Inform those involved of a resolution and follow up to get the pulse of school climate and workplace relationships. It's so important to follow up. It's so important to let the workplace people in the workplace know that, we're creating a culture that is best and peaceful, to everybody. And so, having great workplace relationships is what we're about. And that's what's going to be happening here. So that's what we're doing, so that's important, for people to know.
Setting the standard.
Yep. So you want to go do the next one?
All right, number 13 is consistently follow policy and review procedures for effectiveness. After incident resolution, revisit the policy and procedures used to prevent, report, and resolve adult bullying and adjust as needed.
So adding to that, what I believe is would be great for every organization to have is to, when you go into when you start a job, for part of your, the word is not there, for part of your orientation, you should have anti-bullying training. There should be the anti-bullying policy should be introduced to you and, made clear to you. And then I feel like every 6 months, you should get further training to be reminded of what you were taught in the first place.
I say quarterly.
That's good too. And even if you're doing it quarterly or every 6 months, this should open it up to where everybody can be honest about what they're experiencing. So this should be a time to be open and honest about what's happening, so that the workplace is letting you know we're staying on top of this. We're not playing with this. We're serious about this matter. So here's the training again. Now we want to know, has anybody experienced this? Just in case y'all forgot, we're reminding you this is a real thing and we're serious about this. So I think that would be a great idea to be reminded of it, to spend an hour or hour and a half every 3 to 6 months, being reminded of the policies and implementing them again would be a great idea.
And I would say definitely depend upon the the size and the growth of the company. Like if you're constantly hiring new people,
Yeah.
I say quarterly because everybody needs to get the policy originally when you have to sign it that you've read and you agree to, these rules
Yeah.
or laws, and then again every 3 months, just hey refresh it and let them know this is serious.
That's
Because I
good.
mean ultimately, and that kind of bleeds into the next point. If you don't mind me reading,
Go ahead.
recognize budget implications of adult bullying. If allowed to continue, adult bullying will increase employee absenteeism, the need for worker replacement as sorry, the need for worker replacements as employees leave and cause health insurance cost increases due to stress-related illnesses in both the target and witnesses.
Yep.
So this could cost you money long term if you're not recognizing the need to address adult bullying. If you have an environment where people feel it's toxic and they don't want to come to work, or they're
Yep.
getting sick because they're at work dealing with this toxic environment, yeah, you'll lose a lot of people. Your turnover rate will be high.
Yep.
So yeah, recognize the financial. Yes, this affects your money too.
Yep. So it affects the workplace in that way, and it can also, depending on how much the organization is paying into the health care um, of the employees, it could increase the
Hmm.
health care payment for the employer and not
Right.
just the employee. So that's another thing to look at. But you will definitely experience a decrease in employees being there, due to the stress. And even if when they are there, it can increase the non-productivity, of the employee, because I'm not able to even think clearly enough to get this done because I'm, being harassed, I'm being bullied. Um, so, yep. So number 15.
You want me to read?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Recognize the long-term effects of adult bullying on school climate, student bullying, community relations. Adult bullying affects working relationships and workplace climate. Stop the cycle of bullying. School leaders influence school work environment, workplace climate. When the workplace is unsafe and the work and the workers are stressed, student behavior issues may increase. The learning environment suffers, and school community relations become strained. So in essence, like if teachers are going through their stress, it's going to bleed into the students and vice versa.
Absolutely. Because they're not going to be able to be as productive in their teaching. So the students aren't going to be getting, all that they need to get because the teacher's not giving it. But the teacher's
Right.
stressed out and experiencing, bullying and all kind of things, related to bullying. And so who's winning? You know?
All right.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yep.
Adult
So
bullying in K through 12.
go ahead.
K through 12 workplace occurs with an emotional, financial, health, and career toll on the target. It impacts the bully, witnesses, the school, and ultimately the student. Do
Yep.
not ignore the problem. As one target commented, I am considering leaving the profession because treatment like this is not right and not helpful in our main purpose of providing an education to our students. We must be proactive and work to prevent, stop, and eliminate all bullying, both adult and student, by recognizing that bullying exists in the workplace. We need to create and enforce anti-bullying policies, provide training for prevention of and resolving bullying, and identify best practices to ameliorate situations that allow for adult bullying. We also need to create safe and non-retaliatory methods for targets to report bullying using conflict resolution options or mediating bullying incidents and providing avenues to a positive resolution. Furthermore, it is important to discipline bullies, provide options for targets to recover from bullying, and most importantly, provide all involved a safe, non-threatening place to work and learn.
So again, providing a safe and non-threatening place will help, people become, productive um, in the workplace. Um, and so I want to ask you to do something that was not planned.
Oh, oh Lord.
and, and that's because we've shared what we wanted to share today in this. So what I would like for you to do is to share some stress, some ways to relieve stress.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you do that first, and then I think we'll have time for what else I want you to do. But share some tips and on how we can relieve stress
Right.
when we're being bullied and not getting the help we need. What are some things we can do?
Right. So one of the first things I would suggest to deal with the stress of being bullied, I would say journaling. First off, you need to be to acknowledge where you are with the situation, how you feel, and also that can kind of act as evidence. I've been keeping record of these incidents and how they make me feel, so on and so forth. Another great thing can be find something that you enjoy, you know, creating music or creating art or maybe taking a walk in the park or exercise is great. Actually, exercise would be like probably one of the greatest ways to help release the feel good endorphins that you get. And it also helps you take something that is stressful uh, and making you better. So anytime you exercise to process negative emotions, you become a better version of yourself. And then also, again, byproduct is you release those feel good endorphins. So now not only have you processed the emotions that you got to deal with from stress, now you've done something to make you better, and now you feel better on the other side. So you fed yourself,
That's
and then
good.
uh, and then always try to find you a support system. Like we talk about often. Find you people that that truly love you and care for you and are willing to hear your feelings, and that you can be open and honest with them without judgment and without them turning it against you. If people do
Yeah.
that, Lord, they're great at that. But and man, I would say try to get yourself out of that situation. Especially with work. That's a big chunk of our day. That's
Yeah.
a third at least. If you work 8 hours, that's a third of your day. If you work more, that's more. It's a bigger piece of the pie. I
Yeah.
would say as best you can. If you can't, if the environment that you're working in is constantly stressful, you might want to find another job. You
Yeah.
might want to find another job.
Because there's plenty out there.
Right, exactly. And then I would also suggest that there's plenty out. I mean, and there's work from home now. There's so many ways you can make money and not be under constant negative stress because all stress is not bad.
Yeah.
There are some stresses in life that help you grow. I mean, that's what you call growing pains. You got to go through the stress of going from one level of growth as a being and into another. You got to grow those limbs, and that's going to be a little painful.
Yeah.
So, but the stuff that's excessive and it's just like dragging you down and it's causing anxiety and depression and things of that nature. Yeah, those are the bad ones.
Yeah.
So get you a counselor. Therapy is always important, and I always will advocate for therapy. Therapy has helped me much, so much. Not only from you, but my mental health therapist. She's amazing, uh, man.
Yeah. So Jean just shared some information with you to help you give you tips on how to relieve stress. So, you mentioned exercise. So walking is something that we naturally do. It's not something, extra, lifting weights and all of that stuff. So walking, is good. Even walking, just listening to nature. Some people
Right.
like to walk and listen to music. That's good. Or just like I said, listen to nature. That's, stress relieving, and it's helpful, to the body. Um, and, or listening to different types of music, whatever, floats your boat at the time. Whether it's rock, reggae, soul, R&B, pop, um, uh,
Jazz,
yeah, jazz,
funk.
but, huh?
I said funk.
Yep, Bach, just whatever it is, blues. Mark said blues and funk, whatever kind of music. Sometimes for me, it's just listening to birds chirping. Sometimes it's just listening to water running. Sometimes it's water running and hearing nature sounds, birds chirping, crickets, and what have you.
Right.
So there's many ways to relieve stress. So don't hold on to stress. Don't carry it around. It's not good for you. It's not healthy or helpful to you. So those are other ways that you can um, relieve stress. And something that's huge for me now is, you know, um, this is something that I just learned to do, and something that I want to help others with, and that is, you know, you have to admit how you're feeling. So when you are writing down how you're feeling, be honest. I don't feel good, or I'm sad, or I'm mad, or I'm angry, or whatever it is. Write that stuff down, and then pay attention to, when you go back and you read those things, pay attention to how you're feeling. And this is something that I just talked to you about recently, but pay attention to how you're feeling. Don't that stuff make you sad? Don't it make you depressed? Don't it hurt you? Don't it, make you feel all these negative feelings? And then after you've done that, you've accepted, you've admitted how you're feeling, you've accepted the fact that this is how I feel, you confessed it. So now it's time to do something different with it. So what can you do different? How do you
Right.
build yourself up? How do you encourage yourself? All those things that you said, I am not, or I heard, or whatever, I am happy, I am um, joyful, I am loving, I am kind,
I'm
and you
intelligent.
just keep, huh?
I'm intelligent. I'm important.
Yes. So you can say all kind of things like that, and then pay attention to how you feel when you write it all down, and then you start saying it out loud. I am
Mhm.
wonderful. I am beautiful. I am a masterpiece. I am valuable. I am. And you see that your whole, everything changed from that down, depressed, beat up feeling to this happy, I am somebody. I am,
Mhm.
happy. I am joyful. And see, so change your atmosphere. That's how you encourage yourself. And you
Right.
change the atmosphere by saying, not just reading it, but saying it out loud. I am happy. I am hopeful. I am, man, I have millions of dollars.
Hey, hey, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up.
If you
Drown
was
me in the water. Drown me in the water.
so you just, like I said, you just shifted everything. You just shifted your thoughts. You just shifted the mindset that you had, the limited beliefs. Whether somebody told
Mhm.
you that, you stupid, you dumb, why you do crazy stuff, stuff like that. So you're just saying, this is what's actually taking place. This is what's actually happened. But that's when people say, I don't receive this, something I just wrote down today, I don't receive that. We've heard people say
Mhm.
that. So then what
Right.
do you receive? So you have to start speaking the things you do receive. I am happy. I am joyful. I am marvelous. I am running the race. I am, I'm a winner. Just man, that stuff just excites me.
Right.
So,
Gotta feed yourself. Gotta pour into you.
yep. And that is one way to do it. And then you see, like I said, you just shifted, everything just shifted for you. You're not down no more. You're not sad. You're not depressed. All of a sudden you hype, like, ooh, like
Let's go.
I'm a boxer. Pow, pow. I am somebody.
I am somebody.
Okay.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble.
So anyway, try those things. So the other thing that I wanted to ask you to do is to do breathing technique for a few minutes. Just
Lord. Okay.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go, what are you saying?
No, I want you. That's what I want you to do. That's the last thing I want you to do. So
Okay.
I just wanted to give some encouragement, and then so
Maybe.
being able to breathe through challenges,
Right.
is what you're getting ready to show us.
Right. All right. So in the moment, wherever you are, you would want to, if you're sitting down or if you're standing, you want to ground your feet. So like sitting in the chairs, you want to have your feet about hip distance apart. You want to ground your feet, sit all the way back, allow your spine to become long. You want to tuck your chin down towards your chest, and then take a deep inhale through your nose and fill your lungs all the way up to the top. And hold for 2, 1, and exhale all the way down. So your lungs are empty, and hold at the bottom for 2, 1. Big inhale through your nose, and hold at the top for 2 and 1. Exhale all the way down, empty those lungs. And feel free to close your eyes. I mean, for me, it's kind of weird to look at the camera because I usually close my eyes. I do this. Anyway, so you're at the bottom of your breath. Take a deep inhale, fill your lungs all the way up. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the way down till your lungs are completely empty. And hold at the bottom for 2 and 1. Big inhale, big breath to fill up those lungs. And hold for 2, 1, and release it all the way down as if you're emptying your lungs through the ground beneath you. And hold at the bottom for 2 and 1. Big inhale, fill the lungs all the way up to the top of your head. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale all the way down, emptying those lungs. And hold for 2 and 1. Big inhale. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the way down. And hold for 2, 1. 2 more cycles. Big inhale. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale completely, emptying your lungs. And hold for 2, 1. Last cycle here. Inhale. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale completely, emptying those lungs. And hold for 2, 1. Take the deepest inhale you can right now. And exhale, just release it. And go back to your regular breathing. But now you're going to notice that you're breathing a little more deeply. Feel free to begin to blink your eyes open. And just from that breathing technique, you feel lighter? I know I do. You feel
Yeah.
more weight. feel more expanded, I feel calmer. Just I wasn't even, hype or hurt or said anything, but now I'm just like, yeah, brother, far out.
Right? I haven't heard nobody say that in a long time. Thank you for that. That is very calming. And so, we've shared a lot with you today. And the breathing just relaxes all of that, helps you, not be so, tense or maybe angry. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is the tendency is when we are in stressful situations is that we shorten the breath.
Yeah.
And that actually causes anxiety, more anxiety, and causes you to step into anxiety attacks, panic attacks, things of that nature. So you want to, when you're in a stressful situation, first off, step away from it. Like you said before, change your environment. Go somewhere where you can allow yourself to be free to just sit and work through, process what you're feeling. So in a situation like that, you go maybe by a river or, like you said, out to your car. Go out to your car, somewhere where you're by yourself. You can ground your feet, ground your energy, sit up tall, take those deep breaths. And by the time you get done, I would say no less than 20 deep breaths. So that'll take you about, if you do it correctly like we just did, that'll take you about 5 minutes. Eyes closed, so you're going within to process your emotions. And when you open your eyes to deal with the outside world, you're in a different space now.
Yep.
You created a chemical reaction in your body, and now it's like, okay, I'm not. You don't have you walked out here with your shoulders way up here. You came out like,
what's going on,
okay,
man?
Right, exactly.
I'm chilling.
Right, exactly. Man, hey, brother, take a deep breath. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother. Okay.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So, y'all, we are at the end of our show for today. We will be back with you next week, next Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time right here. So take care. Remember to allow yourself to be stress-free. Yeah. Do some breathing techniques. Get some exercise. Do whatever it takes to get in a peaceful frame of mind. And don't let nobody tell you not to report bullying. Report it. Report.
Won't let you take. Won't let you take it from me. Won't let you take. Won't let you take it from me. Won't let you take. Won't let you take it from me. Man, keep that peace of mind, man. It's hard game.
Yeah.
Once you get it, don't let anybody interrupt your peace of mind. And you deserve it. Take those breaths. Step back from situations that are not benefiting you, not edifying you, not building you up.
Yep.
Step away from that stuff and do what you know is best for you. Because long term, the person that you see in the mirror is the person that you came here with and the person you leave here with. So in between those times, you need to have a great relationship with that person.
Right. Exactly. Well, y'all take care. We will see you again next week. So until then, we send you peace, 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 love, 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 and joy. Take care. See you next week. Bye for now.
The police took another life. Gunshots rang out, even though he had his hands held high. Yo, I'm sick and tired of walk my brother's short lines. Need to come together, set a plan, and then mobilize. Oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? history. Stand up, rise up and know you ain't gotta follow. You can lead. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Monsanto monopolized the whole grocery line. So we all gon' have 12 toes, 3 thumbs, 3 eyes. If we keep in sheep, these wolves are gon' rob us blind. Let's occupy our mind space, cause the revolution won't be televised. Oh, what are we gon' do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all the hell that we're going through? Got stand up, shout out into the walls of Babel, undefeated. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Stand up, rise up and know you ain't gotta follow. You can lead. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Oh, mercy, mercy me. The government should nurture all that we need. When will all these wars be done? Hopefully before another moment has the money. Yeah. Before another mother has the one person. Shout out into the walls of Babel, undefeated. Stand up, come on y'all. Let's make some history. Stand up, rise up and know you ain't gotta follow. You can lead. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Stand up, shout out into the walls of Babel, undefeated. Stand up, come on, y'all, and let's make some history. Stand up, rise up and know you ain't gotta follow. Stand up, y'all.